for Ciri, she really does change so much, because she's only ever known a very certain life, and that life has been very sheltered from the real brutality of the world, and and she's had so much curiosity, but people have really kept her hidden from that. And so I think when she's suddenly thrown into this whole new environment, it's she has to learn to adapt. She has to learn from the people around her. She also sees some horrific things, and that's obviously going to change a person. And I think she's going through so much suffering and loss all at the same time as trying to survive in this world. And I think, like I say, she's having to learn and adapt herself. And I think by the end you begin to see that she's sort of beginning to detach herself from her feelings a bit, because she feels like that's the only way she can cope with the world. So she becomes a little more icy and cold, and more independent, because I think she realizes that she's the only person she can trust.
She's quite icy, but there is so much more to a person, and that's what I was intrigued about. And I knew Lauren was developing these characters, and that's really what excited me, to be able to create this with them. Like, it's never been shown before, and get to the roots of why she is the way she is, why she presents a facade. Ups and downs. There's a lot of positivity out there. If you focus on that, it's brilliant, and especially with it coming out now and little glimpses into what we've created. I know that the support is only growing for this show. But obviously there were negatives, especially at the beginning. Like, I hadn't really interacted with, I never had fans other than my dad and mum. So it was weird, people having such an opinion on me before they'd even seen anything. And I'm a human being, and and as an actor, like, I take things quite personally, I think, and I'm learning how to not do that. But I chose to steer clear of social media for the time I was filming, because I just wanted to approach it how I did any other character, and it's grow with the project.
Oh my gosh, he was a huge part of getting me through San Diego Comic-Con. He was just so, he was so aware that it's so new to us, and that, it's a very scary thing being thrown into that especially as your first kind of publicity thing. And actually he was incredible incredibly supportive. And also when we were filming, I remember when we had sort of cast dinners and things, we had some big conversations where he was giving advice, and it's really nice having him, because he is, like you say, he's so used to all this.
It's always better as an actor, coming from like I work a lot in theatre. Like, it's always lovely to have to make believe and have the person there, and then when it was CGI, it wasn't as you had a tennis ball, but like you used your imagination, and that was fun as well. And sometimes it felt more real when you used your imagination, because it wasn't someone in a costume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me personally, with my storyline, because I don't interact with monsters, I didn't use green screen, I didn't have tennis balls or anything. Like, everything I did was either an incredible set that had been created, or was actually me out in the woods, or whatever. So for me, it definitely was the case that there was no green screen. But actually, if in the future I do get to interact with monsters, then I think it would be fun to get to imagine them. Actually, if you get shown the pictures of what they're wanting to create, I think it's fun to imagine. It's like being a kid again, I know when I was growing up, I was constantly imagining, because I was an only child, so I was always, you know, imagining creatures and things, so I think it would be quite fun. I think, obviously it's very natural to want to compare this to Game of Thrones because it's just ended and we're just starting, and they're both fantasy. But ultimately the difference is that The Witcher is a different story with different characters and a different world, so that, you know, there's tons of differences, and I think it definitely will stand out because it's a unique new story.